What's up, guys? We're back. So we got the front bumper all sanded down. I'm starting to lay down some filler. It looks rough right now. Just wait. We'll sand it down, make it smooth, and lay down some glaze. I started taping because I'm so dedicated to actually laying down primer this weekend that I'm gonna start taping the car now. I'm not wanting to rush, but I am, like I said, dedicated. This car needs to be primered by the end of this weekend. It is currently Saturday, so we're a little bit behind schedule, but that's okay. Today was a busy one. I'll show you guys in another video, but we got something new for the S2000, so there's going to be a little bit more content coming for that one here soon. Basically, that car is ready to rip, so that'll be in the next video. But we can see I went ahead and taped down the trunk. So the way I'm going to do this is this bottom half is going to stay carbon. I already sanded it, so it's ready for clear. The top half, I'm actually going to paint the same color as the car, which is the reason why we filled in the holes that were there. And you can see I went ahead and taped down where the line's going to be. So once we lay down primer, we're going to flat sand it to make sure we don't have any ripples. And then once that's done, we'll lay down our base coat. But yeah, basically the trunk's ready, is already prepped and ready to go. We just have, well, the rest of the car. So you can see the bumper. I'm just waiting for this to harden up a little bit more before I start going at it with a sander. Body work on the door is all done. It's all nice and flat and even. You can kind of see it from there, I guess. Same with the hood. It's all flat. There's still a few rough spots, so I'm gonna come back with that with a little bit more filler and fill in right here down this corner. I went ahead and sanded down our vents, so I'm gonna tape these up next. So I'm gonna actually clean these up and then tape these up, so that way when we lay down primer, we don't get primer on the carbon. And then I'm trying to decide if maybe I should leave this exposed carbon or if I should paint match it too. I'm not sure, but for sure these two are gonna stay carbon, and then same with these vents as well, they're gonna stay carbon. But not sure about that middle vent, but we'll see. We still got a little bit of time. But yeah, the body work on the driver's side is entirely done. It's all sanded down, nice and flat. So this side is basically ready. Fenders are all sanded down and ready to go. I'm trying to decide if I should paint these on the car or off the car. I just don't have a lot of space. Ideally, what I would love to do is paint the whole body of the car, clear it and everything, pull it out of the garage, and then paint all the other miscellaneous stuff in the garage. I need to figure out how I'm gonna get that, because I have to fix the wheels for the STI. Those have to go back on the car, then we can get that one going. But the lower control arm in the STI is still broken, so I'm waiting for the part for that to come in. So we can see how it's starting to like mount up. It's like, in order to get this done and get it outside, I need to get those done. In order to get those done, I gotta get the part to fix that, and I'm still waiting on that. And then it's becoming messy. So I'm trying to decide the best way to do it, because I don't wanna rush it, right? So here's the reason why I'm thinking about doing the fenders on the car, and kind of what my hesitation is for it. With these wide body fenders, they so I had to end that last clip a little early, but what I was trying to say is the reason why I want to paint these fenders on the cars is just because I don't have space. But the thing I'm worried about is these fenders have a very thick in like the wall of it, so I worry that I'm not going to get a good coverage. And the last thing I would hate, especially since the fenders are white, is that when I open the doors, or even when the doors are closed, you see the white of the fender on the inside. So I'm probably gonna prime them and paint them off the car, and then probably, just do it that way. But this is where we're at. We went ahead and wiped down the entire car with some IPA. I'm gonna pull these side skirts off now. I'm gonna do some final sanding on this hood. This is all that's really left. The rest of it is pretty much ready to go. And then we're gonna tape it up. I decided I'm just gonna lay down primer on the car itself. I don't have the space to do it all. So I'm gonna lay down primer on the car itself. Then I'm actually gonna put the wide body back on the car, and then lay down primer on that. And Then essentially we'll start blocking it, but that's gonna be a next week problem. And then I'm gonna do the bumpers off the car, and same with the fenders. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have like these wire things hanging down. These are actually pretty strong. I use these to like hang things. So I'm gonna actually hang the fenders off of these and just kind of do it like one at a time. Probably move that screw just further to the left or over here, or I can honestly just do it off of this garage railing. So I'm gonna hang the fenders and paint them, primer them that way. But yeah, we're gonna leave the bumpers for last, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. The bumpers and the side skirts, because I'm running out of time and I want to get this car at least primered by the end of today. So just doing some final prep work on it, just final sanding on the hood, so that way that's ready to go. And then really it's just taping it and laying down primer. So let's hope that we can do that. We have 3 hours, so we better get on it. I don't remember where we left off. It's been actually a few days and I got rather busy with a bunch of other stuff. Got an update on the S2000. We got a new set of wheels that fit properly. But let's update you guys with where the EVO's at. It's basically all taped up. I need to tape up the sunroof and the back windshield. But other than that, the rest of it is all taped up. I'm gonna close the trunk. Bodywork's done. Side skirts are off. From here, once I finish taping up the back windshield and the sunroof, it's time to lay primer. So my plan is I'm gonna lay down primer on the entire car, put the wide body kit back on. I'm gonna hang the front fenders off of this garage rail up here, primer those, and then once all that's primered, I'll then focus on the side skirts, the front bumper and back bumper. I actually have stands from bumpers on that one, back bumper's gonna go on that one, and then I have two others laying around here somewhere that the side skirts are gonna go on. So we're 9 days away from Scrape Fest, and I've taken way too much time off on this project that I was anticipating. So I'm a little bit stressed, but we're gonna get there. So that's what the plan is to just finish up taping, and I want to lay down primer by today. Car is fully prepped, all taped off and everything. We got the fenders hanging up on the wall. I need to finish body work on this. I need to sand this back bumper down. And I laid down a little bit of glaze right here, so I'll need to come back and sand that down to make sure all the pinholes are gone. And lastly, I need to get those side skirts disassembled, sanded and taped off, and then we're ready to start laying primer. I'm actually really excited. I'm really hoping honestly, in the next couple hours that this car is going to be all one color. I mean, it'll be gray, but it'll all be one color. So that's going to make me feel a ton better about this whole project, because I'm not going to lie to you, I'm starting to stress out considering we only have 9 days. So yeah, I'm going to tape off the exhaust tips so I don't get any overspray on those. But essentially, we're almost ready to go. Once everything's done being sanded, we're going to give everything a final wipe down, clean up the garage a little bit. It's kind of a mess right now. And then we'll be able to start laying down some primer. Yeah, so hopefully that's what we'll be able to accomplish today. Yeah, so we're basically ready to go at this point. Laid down a little bit more body filler here. I'm gonna try and really get this as flat as I can. I'm waiting for that to harden all the way. Laid down body filler on the bumper in the last few spots that needed it. Bumper's all sanded down. The body filler that was in here earlier is all sanded down and smooth. Waiting for this one to, again, harden all the way. The giant crack that was here is now filled. Back bumper is all sanded down, ready to go. Fenders are all ready. Let's see, we got the side skirts over here. They're all sanded down as well and ready to go. I just need to tape them up. I'm gonna leave the tops exposed carbon, and the sides is gonna be the same color as the rest of the car. So that's probably what we're gonna do next. Just clean up the side skirts, lay down some knifeless tape, and then lay down some tape over it and make that nice line. and then we'll cover up the top with tape, so that way, yeah, that way it's gonna be exposed carbon on the top. So from here, once we get that done, we finish the body work on the bumper and the hood, then we're gonna go ahead and mix up some primer, spray all the parts, then we're gonna put the rear white body back on, then we'll spray that in primer as well. And at that point, tomorrow, I should be able to block sand the entire car, lay down a little bit more primer on wherever I burned through, and if we play our cards right, we may be able to lay down some paint. So fingers crossed that we're gonna have this painted by tomorrow, because if we can, then next week all I have to do is just completely reassemble the car and this one will be done. I'm still debating if I should do the brake calipers now or if I should do them later. We're in such a time crunch that I'm worried that if I add more to this, I may not be able to get it all done, but depending where we're at, we'll see. I might actually just go ahead and start scuffing them up and taping them up, so that way we can just, might as well just do it, I guess. Everything bodywork wise is done. You can see all the cracks here are filled in and sanded smooth. I had to recreate this corner here, and that's all ready to go. We added some more filler in here, sanded all that down. Everything's ready to go at this point. Side skirts are sanded and body work on the cracked side skirt is done. This is all finally nice and flat. You can see here, body work on here is all done. This is nice and flat. At this point, only thing we have left is I have to tape up this side skirt here. I'll show you how I taped it up. I did it on the other one since this one didn't need the body work. Since the top's gonna be exposed carbon and the side's gonna be painted. That's the reason I'm painting the sides, is because of this right here. You can't really repair that unless you patch it, and I don't really want to patch carbon right now. So we're just gonna paint the sides of it to match the rest of the car and then leave the tops exposed. But we're basically ready to lay down primer. I need to finish taping up the side skirt, and I'm gonna go get myself a Red Bull so that way we can kind of power through. I still got this brake calipers to do, so definitely gonna need to get myself a little bit extra energy. So I'm gonna go pick up an energy drink here in a minute. I'm gonna finish taping this up, and then I'm gonna go, so that way we might be pulling an all-nighter. If I can get this primed tonight, then tomorrow I can wet sand and block anywhere where there's body work, and then I can lay down primer on any burn through spots. And if we might be able to pull this, guys. If we pull this off, we may be able to lay down base coat tomorrow, which would be insane. And if we lay down base coat, we might as well go for clear. So we're almost there. It is currently 10 o'clock at night, so I'm starting to get a little tired. So yeah, I'll pick this back up here in just a minute. All right, guys, the time is currently 2:20 in the morning, and I'm exhausted. But everything's ready. Back bumpers prepped, front bumpers prepped, fenders prepped, entire car prepped. We got the side skirts, both of them prepped, I'm ready to go. All brake calipers prepped. At this point, we're ready to lay down some primer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through and do a final wipe down of the car. So the way I do this is I run over it with IPA, so just rubbing alcohol. And then once I'm done with that, I usually use a tack rag, but I found these. I'm gonna give them a try. It's a surface prep towels. So I'm gonna see how these work. And then once everything's all clean, it's time to mix up some primer and time to make this EVO one color again. So beyond excited. It's a little cold in the garage, so I'm hoping that's not going to cause any issues. It's currently about between 65 and 70. We should be all right, but nonetheless, I'm going to take it slow. I'm hoping not to get any drips or any runs, so we should be okay. But yeah, let's go ahead and lay some primer. Now that we gave everything its final wipe down, let's go ahead and mix up some primer. So if you've seen some of my painting videos in the past, you'll know I like to use the Speedo Coat primer. It's a filler primer. It's pretty thick. I like it so that way I can really get into it when I go to wet sand. So the way this mixes up, it's 4-to-1. So we'll do 4 parts of the primer and then 1 part activator. So to read these, you're gonna want to look for, see down here it says 1-to-1, 2-to-1. You want to look for the one that says 4-to-1. So we have it right here. So we're gonna want to fill it up all the way. So we're gonna go up to this very top 6, and then we're going to do 1 part activator here, and that's gonna get us to 6 parts. And then we're just gonna keep mixing as we go. We're probably gonna go through, I would say, probably 2 quarts just to get full coverage all over the car. So let's go and start mixing. Before we get to spraying, one thing we need to do is we need to hit all the bumpers and basically any fiberglass parts with a little something called adhesion promoter. So this stuff is really so it prevents it when it flexes for the paint to crack. So especially on plastic pieces, this stuff's a lifesaver. So good thing we still have a little bit left over. We're just gonna shake some up and lay it down. All right, it's 5:30 in the morning. I'm exhausted, but the car is fully primed. Front bumper, fenders, back bumper, everything is fully primed, ready to go for tomorrow for us to commence block sanding it and getting it ready to go. But I'm gonna end the video here, guys. This one's kind of been a really long one. We're making progress. We are T-minus 8 days away from Scrape Fest, and the car is all one color again. So we're making progress. I'm hoping that by tomorrow we'll be able to lay down some color, but we'll see. All I know is right now I'm gonna go get some sleep. So if you guys are liking this content, please let me know. Please comment, like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe too if you like to, see these builds and these videos that I'm putting up. But I'm gonna end it here, guys. We'll see you in the next video.